I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it to Treyarch and Daddy Vaughn. I have no problem hating on Infinity Ward because objectively their Call of Duties are usually worse. And yeah, I know Modern Warfare 2 was a lot of fun for you guys, but objectively it was a very poor game. In my opinion, Treyarch is the only dev team to never have completely failed making a Call of Duty. Even when the jetpack CODs were all a big thing, they were the only ones who were able to do it right. So I had a lot of faith in Treyarch this year, even though the whole pandemic and everything obviously really set them back. And I do think that, all things considered, if this game had only been touched by Treyarch, it would be tolerable. I don't think it would be the most amazing game ever given the circumstances and given SBMM and, you know, kind of where Call of Duty is right now. It's pretty safe to say the glory days of Call of Duty are long since over. But I do think this game could have been tolerable if Sledgehammer never had their hands on it, because the more I play this game, the more I realize that these maps and stuff are not Treyarch maps. If you were to show this game to somebody who didn't know what it was, some Call of Duty OG who's played Call of Duty for a long time but didn't know what this game was, and you just booted it up and let them play a game of multiplayer, they would not assume it was a Treyarch game. They would probably assume that it's a Sledgehammer game. And yes, Treyarch is just as guilty for this game's problems as Sledgehammer is, but I don't think a lot of people realize that Sledgehammer is too. For those who don't know, COD 2020 was supposed to be made by Sledgehammer, but Activision came to their senses, albeit too late, and after months into the development cycle, they fired Sledgehammer and made them a sidekick to Treyarch, who took over. And I think obviously with all that they had planned for this game, there was no way they could have started from scratch. You know, they had 2 years to make a game that's cross-gen, cross-platform, cross-play. They had to make campaign, zombies, multiplayer, integrate with Warzone, and do this all during COVID-19, so obviously there was no room to start over. I think Sledgehammer made most, if not all, of these maps, because I can promise you it wasn't Treyarch who thought that bringing back USS Texas was a good idea. Now, the maps are by far not the only issue with this game, but they are an issue that, if fixed, the game would be tolerable. And I do think this game will be tolerable at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be Season 1 a month from now or 6 months from now. Who knows? I think once we start getting remastered Treyarch maps back in the game, multiplayer will start to be a little bit better. I mean, Modern Warfare multiplayer to start out was pretty bad too. But some things that Treyarch is to blame for would be the broken aim assist on controller. It's broken in two ways. It's broken that sometimes it's really overpowered and sometimes it doesn't work at all. Like BO4 had its server issues at launch and whatnot, but this is like next level inconsistent gunfights. I don't know what the deal is. I honestly have no clue what the deal is with these inconsistent gunfights, but it feels like any gunfight you go into is a 50-50 chance you're going to win it. Even when you're really on a roll and on a streak, you can never feel confident that you're going to, you know, maintain your streak. It seems like every gunfight is a gamble. Doesn't matter what gun anyone has, doesn't matter if they're hitting headshots and you're not, or you're hitting headshots and they're not. There's so many situations where it's just a 50-50 chance you're going to win the gunfight, and I know tons of people who are saying it. Now we should be getting to the part of the gameplay here on a satellite where I start camping and start doing good. I'm like triple or quadruple positive in the last round. Obviously my overall score is still negative because I've been rushing the whole game and getting shit on by campers. That's another issue with this game, the way that the maps are set up, the reason multiplayer is not fun, especially on that Sledgehammer ship map. Whoever holds the middles can literally just see the spawn and spawn trap people from the center. And that's how it is on satellite. That's how it is on many of the maps. I don't mind having symmetrical maps. I actually love pretty much all of BO4's maps, but you can't have a high point in the middle of every single map or like a center point of control that's like super easy to hold down in every single map, because it's going to make the gameplay really unbalanced. Obviously, whoever has a full party is going to be able to hold that down, and if you're playing solo, it's just not a fun experience. I can play this game for 2 or 3 hours solo. I can go negative every game, and I will still get on a team by myself, playing up against a party of 2, 3, 4 people, and it's the same story every match. They hold mid-map, and you can't win. Now, there might be some objective game modes, like Kill Confirm, that changes that meta, but like Control, Domination, it's all the same story. And poor PC optimization. I just had an experience with this today. This game is... I've been losing texture since the game came out. Usually after I'm on the game for 3-4 hours, it starts to lose its textures. I've had it crash a couple of times, but today was next level. Today I was playing zombies. I'll probably show you the gameplay here. And when I got to around 40 or 45, I started losing textures, and I was like, okay, well, it's not a big deal. I'm getting kind of bored anyway. I'm just going to grind up to level 50, beat level 50, or around 50, and then I will try to exfil and probably end up dying anyway and just end the game. So I do that. I get through level 50, go to exfil, and obviously it's absolutely insane. There's no way I was surviving it. I go down in the swamp, and my game crashes. Not only does my game crash, I can't get my monitor to work. My PC or my GPU will not pick up the display port to my gaming monitor. And I try shutting it down, rebooting, unplugging the monitor, reinstalling drivers. After just a bunch of random stuff, shutting down, booting, it finally came back on and started working. And I was like, okay, well, that was weird. I've never had a game make a monitor not work. But apparently Cold War is just built different and built wrong because the PC optimization is piss poor. I lose textures all the time. But anyway, that's my short review on Cold War. I know my Modern Warfare review video is like way more in depth with the gameplay and why the gameplay sucked and Respawn and whatnot, but like this game is just so intolerable that I don't even care to talk about what's wrong with the gameplay aside from the really obvious stuff like camping and gunfight inconsistencies. Like the game is fundamentally broken, so you can like barely talk about issues with the maps and stuff without fixing like the fundamental core of the game itself. The thing is, this game should have been delayed. It should have been delayed another 6 months even. Just make up for the time that you didn't have COVID. Make some new fucking maps. Get Sledgehammer out of the equation. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble. What I'm doing for content this year, I have no clue. Zombies is really fun, so maybe that. Zombies and campaign is absolutely fire. I guess I did forget to mention that those are the two positives in this game. Warzone's still going to be Warzone. Maybe I'll play that. But multiplayer, god-awful experience. Pretty much all the way around. I can have fun using double shotguns and just like trying to like troll and just cheese people and just like do different shit. But it only takes you so far. The game's still at its core. The gunfights, broken, and all that. So it's still like you get sick of it in a very short amount of time. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a dislike if you didn't. And I'll see you in the next one.